Hi guys, it's Karen here and welcome to my channel Moments with KT. We have a special friend with us today. This is our cat Kitty. She's not the friendliest cat, but she's still very cute and she's part of our family. Now, a lot of people have said to me that they can't understand native English speakers, whether it be on TV or in the movies or in real life. So I decided to create this series to help you, to give you some more listening practice and to also help you better understand English that's used in real life. So what we're going to do in this series is I'm going to choose a very short audio clip and I'm going to play it a few times at normal speed and then a few times again at a slower speed. And I'm going to ask you to write down what you hear. So please take a pen and some paper and write down what you hear. And then we'll check your answer at the end of the video. I'll choose audio from different places, so from movies, from TV shows, cartoons, from news stories, from all around the world, so you can hear the different English accents around the world. To start this series, I decided to choose a news story on the bushfires in Australia. I chose this story because it's about my country and it's also a current topic, so it's happening right now and it's also a serious topic. The speaker is also Australian, so you get to hear another Australian accent. Today's listening practice is pretty easy. There are only 12 words, so I hope that you can hear them all. So I'll play the audio a few times at normal speed, and then I'll get you to pause the video, and then we can listen to it a few more times at a slower speed. All right, are you ready? Okay, let's go.
Today, people across the country are still facing some pretty scary weather.
Okay, and let's listen to it a second time.
Today, people across the country are still facing some pretty scary weather.
And one more time at normal speed.
Today, people across the country are still facing some pretty scary weather.
Okay, so how did you go? Was it okay? Now I'll play the audio a few times at a slower speed. So if you didn't get all the words at the normal speed, then hopefully you'll get them all this time. All right, let's go.
Today, people across the country are still facing some pretty scary weather.
Was that better? Now let's listen to it one more time at the slower speed.
Today, people across the country are still facing some pretty scary weather.
Okay, so did you get all 12 words? Now let's have a look at the sentence again. Today, people across the country are still facing some pretty scary weather. Today, people across the country are still facing some pretty scary weather. Now let's talk about how we say this sentence. Today. Now when we say today, we don't tend to say today, although some people do, but most people tend to just say today. So the t sound becomes very, very short and it ends up sounding more like today, 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 people across the country, people across the country. Now, when we have a word that begins with a vowel, like in this sentence, across, the word across begins with the letter A. What we tend to do is we tend to join the sound from the previous word with this word. So here we say people across, people across, people across. So it ends up sounding like one long word. So today, people across, people across, people across the country, the country. So the country. So people across the country are still facing. So the word are, our American friends, and I apologize in advance because I don't do accents very well. Our American friends tend to say the R much more strongly. So you will hear R. It's very, very strong when they say it. But the British and the Australians don't tend to say the letter R very strongly, and it will sound very much like ah, ah. So it's very, very quick and it's very, very short. So you may have a hard time hearing it. So today, people across the country are still facing some pretty scary weather. Now the word pretty, our American friends tend to say pretty. So the T sound sounds more like a D. So it's like pretty scary weather. I just love my American accent. Weather. And again, the letter R comes across much more strongly as well. So it's weather. Pretty scary weather. Sorry, guys, American accent. And then the British, they tend to say pretty. So it sounds more like how it's spelled. So it's pretty, facing some pretty scary weather. And the word weather, the British don't tend to say the letter R very strongly, if at all. So it ends up sounding more like weather. So some pretty scary weather. So the whole sentence, today, people across the country are still facing some pretty scary weather. Today, people across the country are still facing some pretty scary weather. And one last time, a little bit faster. Today, people across the country are still facing some pretty scary weather. So let's have a look at some of the words that are used in this sentence. So firstly, people across the country. Now the word across here is being used as a preposition. So we're going from one side of the country to the other side of the country. So people across the country, people from one side of the country to the other side of the country. So people across Australia, people from one side of Australia to the other side of Australia. So another example is I am reaching across the table to get my glass of water. So I am reaching from one side of the table to the other side of the table to get my glass of water. Or I can say, oh, I saw Chris Hemsworth the other day. He was walking across the street. So he was walking from one side of the street to the other side of the street. Anyway, no, I did not see Chris Hemsworth. So in this sentence, we're talking about people across the country, which is across Australia. Today, people across the country are still facing. So facing, to face, usually means I'm facing somebody or something, and I'm facing you. But sometimes we can also use face when we are facing something that we can't see. So an abstract noun. So for example, I can say, I want to sing like Adele. I have been taking singing lessons and I have been practicing for many, many years. But I have to face the fact that I am not a good singer. So what am I facing? I'm facing the fact that I'm not a good singer. It's true. I'm not a good singer. So that's one use. And in this sentence, what are we facing? We're facing weather. Now, what type of weather? We're facing some pretty scary weather. Now, usually when we talk about weather, it's hot, it's cold, it's raining, it's humid, but sometimes we can describe weather as scary. So for example, if there is a thunderstorm and the thunder is really, really loud, a lot of kids are very scared when the thunder is very, very loud. So you can describe a thunderstorm as some pretty scary weather. You can also describe typhoons and cyclones as pretty scary weather. Sometimes when a typhoon is going through a major city in the world, it can be pretty scary. So sometimes weather can be described as scary. And here the bushfires are scary. The bushfires have killed a lot of animals, they have killed a lot of people, they have destroyed homes. So it's pretty serious, scary weather right now. So let's say the sentence again. Today, people across the country are still facing some pretty scary weather. Today, people across the country are still facing some pretty scary weather. And one last time, today, people across the country are still facing some pretty scary weather. So was this sentence hard or easy for you? Did you get all 12 words at the normal speed or at the slower speed? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see more videos like this one, please press the subscribe button and also the bell so that you'll know when I have a new video for you. Thanks for watching today, guys, and I'll see you next time.